Hi, today I'm going to demonstrate how data exchange definition works in Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. So let me search Dynamics data definition, data exchange definition, sorry, data exchange definition. So once I open this, I can see there is one data exchange definition, or you can see data exchange definition Sanjay, this one also. So in this definition, what are we going to do? We are going to upload data into bank reconciliation, bank account reconciliation. So let me open bank account reconciliation. So in this bank account reconciliation, you can see. So once I click this button, once I click this import button, it will upload data. You will upload data directly from a XML file. So this is my XML file which I am going to upload. So this is my XML file. Let me open this XML file in Internet Explorer. So once I will be uploading that XML file in the bank reconciliation, so that time I will be using data exchange definition. So this is my data exchange definition. I have created one new data exchange definition named Sanjay. So this is just a name that you have to specify. This is the code that you have to specify. Here we have multiple options. Here today we are going to discuss on the XML. And then this is very important because this file is going to be used for the bank statement import, and this is not editable because this is editable for other category like variable text and fixed text, as we are uploading XML file. So these properties we need not required. And here some other things like reading, writing code unit 1200, which is basically the import bank statement code unit that we have to specify here, and the extension data handling. So that is basically the read data extension from a file. So these two things, these two key things that we have to define. And in your case, what you can do, you need not to change anything. You can directly define whatever I shown in this example. So that's all for this header, and now I move to the next part. Let me maximize this one. So here this header that will come automatically, default that will also come automatically. You need not to do anything. Like if you and then the next thing is the name. What is this name comes from? This is basically the name, which is this one, which is basically this one. So if I show you in the Excel in Notepad, then you can understand. In this Notepad you can see this is the name of this XML file that you have to define here. Okay, just see this, it's exactly same. This is that one, so that you have to define here. And this is data line tag definition. So we have to define from where my lines are starting. So lines is starting from here, because after this you can see here we are getting the transaction, booking amounts. So this is basically the line information that we are going to migrate in bank reconciliation lines. So what we need to define here, you can see the first thing is the document, then the transaction, then booked. So in this, if you follow this XML file, we are seeing here the tag document is static, then the account is starting, but the account is closing here, so my document tag is still open. Now we are having transaction, then book, then the transaction ID. So up this one, and this document one. So this is line information is coming under this tag, and this tag. So same way we are defining here, document tag is the first tag, and the transaction is the second tag, which is this one, then third tag is the booked, which is this one. Now we have reached to the lines. Okay, so that we have to define here, and here we have to define the namespace. So namespace is basically this part is the namespace. Okay, so this is basically the namespace that we have to define here. Same thing I have copied here, so this is basically the namespace. So that's all for header part. Then coming to the line part, then column definition that I have to do. So first thing is I'm going to migrate the transaction ID. So transaction ID is this one. So how do I get the transaction ID? Transaction ID, what I need to do, just put a column name, then column ID, then number, and then name. Then we have to fill the data type as well. Then move to this side, and in this example you can see I have created 3 different category of data types, so that you can understand how all the data types is working here. So here you can see the path. The first thing what I did, I select column number, then the column name, then data type. This part you can leave it like this. I will explain these things later on. And this, the path. This path that we have to follow here, this is the path is transaction ID, path for transaction ID. You can see the transaction ID is this one. So what is the path for transaction ID? Document first tag, then the second tag, then the third, then this one. So you can see the document, then transaction, then booked, then transaction ID. Same thing I have created, document, transaction, book, transaction ID, right? The next thing is the amount. So amount is this one. How do I get it? Document, then transaction, then booked, then these are all in same position, then this one, then under this. So this document, transaction, booked, transaction, and transaction amount, then amount. The same way I defined here the tag. This is very important. Okay, then you can see the book date. Book date is this one. Okay, so how do I get it? Document, transaction, book, and book date. You can see same thing I have mentioned here. Okay, then you can see the date format, because my system date format is ddmmyy, but what I'm getting from the XML file, I'm getting this format. So that is what I have mentioned, ddmmyy. So this format has to be mentioned in the system. Key I'm getting date in this format, so it automatically convert the date format into a system format, right? Okay, last thing that you have to do, that is in manage. So still now we haven't say anywhere that which table is going to my, means which table on which table data will go, right? So that for that what we need to do, we need to do the field mapping. Click on the field mapping, manage, then, so let me show you again. So manage, under manage you are having field mapping. So one click the field mapping, then here you can see 274, which is basically the bank statement lines. Okay, sorry, bank account reconciliation lines. So that table ID, this is the table that where I'm going to put my data. This is my code unit. So the first thing is you have to specify the table ID and the code unit. Code unit will remain same for this one also. But in the line part, what we are doing in the line part, you can see. So you can see if what I need to do, and first I need to select column from my this columns. Okay. So this is basically the column which is coming from the previous window. This information is coming from the previous window. So if you want to add anything, just select booking amount. So you can, if you remember correctly, this booking amount, remember we created in the previous window, right? So I'm deleting this. Okay, and this portion field ID, this is basically the fields from this table 274. So if you click this, you can see these are the fields available in 274. So we have to do the mapping. So my transaction ID will go to my document number, transaction ID again it will go to my description, my amount will go to the settlement amount, my booking date will go to the transaction date. So this way you can do your mapping. Maybe in your case this information might not go here, but this way you can create your mapping. So this is basically the way where your uh, data exchange definition works. So next thing what you need to do, you can see this is the data exchange definition. Now what we need to do, we need to create data import, you can see the bank import export setup, right? So what I need to do here, we need to create one ID. See this. So what we need to do, we need to create one demo, then you can say demo. So this will be used for import. Here your processing code unit will be this one. See what I have selected here, 1270. So this will be 1270. Then this one is not required. The next thing is your data exchange definition, the one which I have created just now. Okay, so you can see you'll get Sanjay here, right? So you need to select your data exchange definition which we create earlier. So in this table just we are mapping with a bank import export setup. So all cool. Now you have your demo is ready. So now what we need to do, this demo will be used in the bank master. So let me take you to the bank account. In this bank account we have to specify, let's say I'm using this one. So what I need to do, I need to specify this one. Here I have to select demo. You can see the demo is there. Okay, so if you select demo, so this, now this transaction this bank statement import format is ready. So if you want to upload, it will automatically upload in the bank reconciliation. Thanks for watching this. Bye.